Hey, this is Sean Norman from Dreams Achievable Real Estate, coming back at you. This is my third video, and this video is going to be on landlording. I made two other videos, one on wholesaling, one on rehabbing. If you missed those, you might want to go back and look at those. I laid the foundation for some things that we're not going to cover again in this video, so you want to make sure that you check those out, get that information. So this is on landlording. And people may ask, Sean, how do you make 14%, return on your investment? I want to do something like that. And I tell people, landlording, this is the way to go. 14% annual return on investment. We're talking about passive income. So, in some of the other videos, we talk about wholesaling and rehabbing, where you can really make significant profits into the thousands and tens of thousands of dollars. But it's not passive. So this is month in, month out, profit in your pocket. So there's tax benefits. Once you own a home, once you own an asset, tax benefits on your home, depreciation on your home you can write off, and the home also does increase in value over time. Generally, that's the way it works with real estate. The home increases in value. So eventually, you could get a property manager if you put enough of these deals together. You don't necessarily have to deal with the tenants directly yourself if you don't want to. So those are some of the benefits. Those are some of the benefits to landlording, and what we went through with our formula. So we're gonna go over this again, but I kind of took this step by step in some of the earlier videos, so you might want to check those out. But this is maximum allowable offer plus repairs plus the cost. This is the total investment. So this is what we're going to be into the home for before we start making a profit. We used our example of the home that we're going to acquire, the after repair value. We did our homework. We saw that this property that we're looking at, here are some of the comps or comparables in this area, selling for about $150,000. This is what the property's worth. We're going to acquire the property for well below that, and we're going to have either another maybe real estate investor that's going to bring a deal to our attention, or through some of our marketing, we're gonna come across a motivated seller, and we're gonna acquire the property for well below what the after repair value is, and we already talked about how we're gonna work our numbers and how we're gonna arrive at a deal. So here, the maximum allowable offer plus the repairs. The repairs for this property, $20,000. Plus the cost, and we talked about the holding cost, what it's going to cost as we are fixing up, as we're rehabbing the property, making it ready, in this case to rent out. It's going to be about 10% of the after repair value. That's going to be the cost. So this is our total investment for the property. So we're becoming a landlord. This is what we're investing into the property before we put it out for rent. It's maximum allowable offer, $85,000 plus $20,000. Plus $15,000. It's a total of $120,000. So we're into the property for $120,000. And in our previous video on rehabbing, we talked about at this point we're selling the property. We're into it for $120,000. We're out of it for $150,000, and that's a $30,000 profit. And yes, that's significant. But in this case, we're not going to sell the property. We're going to hold the property. Call it buy and hold. So we're going to hold the property instead of selling it. So at this point, we're going to, the property is move-in ready. So, but instead of getting someone to buy the property, we're going to get a tenant to rent the property out. So, so how much do we charge for rent for our tenant? So we get to determine that, how much we're going to charge for rent. So rent is the formula for rent, our total investment times 14%. And that's where I talk about our 14% annual return on investment. So this is what we want to see. So this is our total investment. So 14% divided by 12. So divide by 12 because there's 12 months in a year. So this is how much our monthly rent is going to be. So $120,000. This was our investment. Our total investment times 14% divided by 12 is $1,400. So this is going to be the rent that we charge our tenants, $1,400 a month. And how long is it going to take us at $1,400 a month? We put up our investment. How long is it going to take us for us to get our investment back? It's going to take us $120,000 divided by 1,400. It's about 86 months. And if you're gonna be doing 14%, which is pretty standard, annual return on investment, then it's going to take It's a standard. It's about 86 months, about 7 years, 2 months to get your investment back. So at that point, your investment's clear. I mean, the house is paid off, and at this point, it's passive income. It's profit in your pocket. Now, like I said before, you could get it eventually put enough of these deals together. You could get a property manager to oversee these properties, and the property is appreciating in value. You're getting the tax benefits. You own an asset, and this thing is cash flowing. So some of you may be saying, John, that's kind of a long time. 7 years, 2 months to get my investment back. Well, let me ask you a question. If you have kids, how much older are your kids going to be in 7 years? They're going to be 7 years older. If they're not in college yet, they may be 7 years closer to beginning in college. If you're not retired yet, you may be 7 years closer to retirement. So the point is, life is going to go on, and you're going to be somewhere in 7 years. So for the amount of work that it's going to take, maybe to get this property, acquire a property, and get it to a place where it's rentable, and at that point, it's just a number of months. Where at that point, I don't see any other investment, whether it be a 401k or a stock portfolio or savings bonds or anything like that you're going to see the type of return that you're going to see right here. So yeah, this is it. Landlord, simple formula: 14% passive income. This is Sean Norman, Dreams Achievable Real Estate, signing out. See ya.